welcome back. And as was mentioned earlier in the show, the focus of this conversation is on Rotaract Week 2016 and all that they have lined up to be able to celebrate. Joining us, we have Tyrell Green, a member of Belize Rotaract Club. We have Adrian Young, the secretary, and Jalen Good, the publicity director. Good morning, and welcome.
Morning. Thank you.
So let's start off by talking about what the Rotaract Club is. Obviously, people are well aware of the Rotary Club. However, Rotaract is a different charter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Rotaract is basically a youth organization that is, the main focus is community service, but the age range is 18 to 30. A lot of people confuse us indeed with Rotary, however, they're our parent club. Each Rotaract club has a sponsoring club, and they have to be sponsored by a Rotary Club. Okay. Our sponsoring club is the Rotary Club of Belize. So they are we classify as the older group, and we're the younger version of Rotary, but we're Rotaract. Like I said, the age range is 18 to 30. Our motto is fellowship.
So you're young adults?
Yes, young professionals, I should say.
Because there's a younger group as well.
Yes, interactors.
Okay.
That's the high school level.
Okay.
And then they move on to Rotaract, which is young professionals. Our main focus is community service and professional development. So while we're helping the community service, we're trying to build ourselves up.
Okay.
What's your membership like currently?
Well, currently we have 15 active members.
And from what areas of the country?
Well, it's only Belize City because
only
we're
Belize
Belize City
district.
Club.
We have a club in almost all the districts except Corozal and Punta Gorda, but we have 3 in Cayo. We have Bamapan, San Ignacio, and Benque. In Belize City we have 15, but the 15 is inducted members, so they're all active.
And I think in Carousel there actually works in putting in a club there, so we should be expecting that within next year or so.
Now, why were you 3 interested in being a part of Rotaract? Did you just move up from Interact? Is that how it started?
Actually, no. I had a friend or two that was in Rotaract, and they encouraged me, but it took me a while before I actually got here.
So what was your hesitation?
Not wanted to do community service.
But what's changed?
Because of time or?
Not necessarily. It just, everyone have that feeling at first, but after the first community service, after the way that first child look at you and feel very thankful and you see that emotion in their eyes, that's a capture.
Yeah, I think it's when you're young, it's like, oh, I don't want to spend my free time doing community service, and then when you actually get into it, and then the feeling you get from that, it varies for every person, so depending on the effect that it has on you, that will determine whether or not you come back to another meeting or do another community service.
Well, for me, my older sister was in Rotaract, and I was interested, and she used to tell me, no, you can't go because you're not 18 yet, because I was 17. And one Friday, I just followed her to the meeting, and I went, and I was always interested in community service, but with Rotaract, it's very fun because you meet people that are interested in the same goal. So it's like you're working with friends to achieve one goal, and staying for me was easy because meeting people that are like you, and like Tyrell said, the community service and the gratitude in the face of these children or the people we're helping is very fulfilling and rewarding.
And is it also a strategic move to be able to move into the Rotary Club as well?
Yes.
Not everybody. I know it's not the same for everybody.
Everyone doesn't move in, but it's a strategy that Rotary use because in our mandate, it's actually, it's like a stepping stone to join Rotary. Because for Rotary, I think for membership, you must be invited by a Rotary member. But for Rotaractors that have reached the 30-year mark, they transition very smoothly into the club. So a lot of Rotaractors don't move on, but it's a strategic plan for
But for those who want to, they recognize this will help them. Now, is it the same with the Rotaract Club? Because with Rotary, you're right, you get an invitation, and I think you also have to be able to, they have to know that you're committed before you're accepted. Is it the same with the Rotaract Club?
Yes, for our Rotaract members, to be a guest, you must be invited by a member, and the membership process takes a while. Like your first 3 meetings, you must attend 3 consecutive meetings. If you break the three meetings back to back, you have to start over.
Okay.
And the 4th consecutive, you become a prospect. And being a prospect, the executive board starts to just see how you participate, how dedicated you are, the projects you attend. And by attending, it's not really just being there, it's how you actually participate. And then between a period of probably like 4 to 6 months, could be shorter or longer, based on your how you participate, then you become a member.
Your
you
level
become
of interest,
inductive. Then you become inducted and an official international member.
Yeah.
So how regularly do you meet, and what's the focal point of your meetings?
Well, we meet every Fridays at 7:30 p.m. at the Help Page.
And that's where a lot of commitment comes in, because as young people, we know Friday nights is not really the time to sit down in a meeting and talk about how we're gonna help people. A lot of people prefer to be out there, happy hours going on. So it's like a big commitment to actually decide that, okay, I'm gonna take my Friday night 7:30 and I'm gonna go sit in a meeting to talk about how we're gonna help people.
How long does it usually last?
About till 9:30 sometimes, depending on what we're doing and what we're discussing.
Now,
Does it have one singular format, or you each?
We switch it up. Sometimes we have presentations and different sorts of stuff. Maybe we do an activity or something like that, so it's not always the same.
Like our main focus, like I said, is professional development and community service. So we have a vocational director, which is also known as a professional development. So probably once a month for meeting time, we have a presenter come in and they try to do different topics that would be of interest for us as young individuals. For last Friday, we had a presentation on budgeting. So it was very interesting for us as young people who are taught, to just spend their money because we don't have children or whatever. So it's very interesting and teaches us a lot. It opens our eyes to why it's important to save. So things like that we try to incorporate to try to build ourselves up so that we could help others build themselves up.
Now, I asked you earlier why you decided to join Rotaract, and you all said for the community service aspect. But at a time when there are many other youth organizations that are out there, many who want persons who will come on board active like yourselves, what was the specific appeal of this group?
For me, it's more of the diversity of the members. I think if you ever sit in one of our meetings, it's like everyone has their own individual character, and it's almost to a point that it's extreme that we're so different, but miraculously we come together when in terms of doing the community service, like everyone has the same idea or relations of getting the job done.
I think for me, like our motto says, fellowship through service, and it's right that most of the time we come in as community service, or we want to try to develop ourselves, but along the way you make friendships, and not only in Belize City or club, we have projects and different conferences for the country and Central America.
Yeah.
So you meet people that you create lifelong bonds with, and you become their friend, and it's like you just click with them, and then so when you're working with people like that, it's very easy, and then you get attached because we're like a family.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for me it's almost the same with Adriani. We have friends all over Central America, everywhere. So when they see us or they see our pins, even if they don't know you, they see the pin and your family.
Yeah. So there's an international network that you can become a part of.
Right.
And that's always great as a young professional, especially. Now, let's talk about the celebration of Rotaract Week.
All right, well, when it comes to Rotaract, we have 7 directorships. So each director had a presentation or an activity to their directorship for the days of the week.
Yes. So, for example, for Sunday, on the actual Rotaract Day, it's March 13th, we had a family day and a church service in the morning. It's tradition that every Rotaract week, we go to church as a club, as a family, and then we have a family day where we invited our family members to go out with us and have fun. We had it at our bar field. Like I said, we had a professional development last week also with the budgeting. We had community service. We had a park cleanup because we have we created a park at the pediatric ward at the hospital. So with us on Rotary, we had created that a few years ago, probably like 10 years or 15 years ago. So we tried to maintain it. So we went in Saturday to clean it up, and we're in our process right now of trying to rehabilitate the entire park and give it a fresh new look. On Wednesday last week, we went out in the morning to do a tradition as well, feeding the homeless. We got up at 4:30 to get ready. By 5, we're out there serving out breakfast and hot chocolate. So things like that, it really impacts us as we see how grateful people are when we give them these things. A small gesture like probably breakfast and a cup of warm chocolate or something like that really starts their day off good. So it starts our day off good.
Any other activities planned?
Coming up, yes. We have, like I said, one of our biggest projects right now is the park rehabilitation. We're trying to take off all the paint, everything, and try to start all over from scratch, give it a new look, a fresh new face. Projects.
Now, how do you fund your programs? Like,
Well, we have a financial director.
okay.
That person is charged for raising funds. We will do like cupcake sale, bake sale. Just for Rotaract Week, we had a cupcake sale
Okay.
created by Adriana herself. How much cupcake did we make?
We did 400.
400 cupcakes.
Yeah.
And sold all. So stuff like that is what we do to raise funds that goes into community service.
We also do fundraisers like barbecues. In First Street Art Festival, we're out there selling we try to find different things to try to market. While we're selling, we try to promote our club also and recruit members. So all of our fundraising goes to community service, nothing for the club.
And what's the level of interest for people who want to be a part of the Rotaract Club?
Well,
It's their commitment. We look at their
Yeah.
commitment and how willing they are to participate.
Yeah.
for me, I talk a lot to people when it comes to Rotaract, and my first thing I always tell them, before you even start, if you're not really dedicated, Rotaract's not for you. And it's not being mean or throwing you off or sending you away, but in reality, it's a really huge commitment. It's like a relationship, right? It takes a lot of your time. It's like a second job, because while we have meetings on Friday nights, every Friday night, it's not only that, right? We have projects on weekends, sometimes Saturdays, sometimes Sundays, sometimes during the week. So it's like you really have to have that drive and passion for actually the club, to actually be and stay in it.
And your status in the group is dependent on involvement, that you mentioned.
Right.
So that's where you need that firm commitment.
Yes.
Okay.
What is it like to try and strike a balance between your other activities and your participation and dedication to the club?
That's
That's a challenge.
that's a challenge. I mean, for the females that have kids or and Rotaract, it's a challenge. But to see them at meeting every Friday and just to be around us, we encourage each other, we motivate each other. So that's what that builds it. That builds it.
I think also as members, we create that bond, so everyone's excited to see everyone on Friday, and they're excited for projects we have coming up. So on Fridays, everyone's like, okay, we have Rotaract coming up tonight, and everyone's at meeting. Nearly every week, everyone's at meeting because they're excited to catch up with everyone to discuss what's coming up. So I think that helps with the drive that we're all bonded together, so they're excited to be there.
Now, you spoke about the professional development portion of the activities that you have. What would you say has been your personal benefit from being a part of Rotaract?
I remember like 2 years back, we had a professional development whereby it was about self-awareness or realization, where we all had to share sentiments, really personal stuff if you chose to share. And we had members that cried during meetings like those. That was one of the most or the best one that I've experienced so far.
What did it do for you?
For me specifically, it just brought to light that sometimes when I feel like I'm in a situation by myself, I have Rotaract to help me.
For me, it's more of becoming responsible, because I've been around for a while, but I officially became a member last year. And after becoming a member, I became the publicity director. So having that position, I had to take on a lot of new challenges in getting things done, because I have this bad habit of when I'm stressed, I say like, oh, I'll just go to sleep. I don't want to do anything. But being a Rotaract and the publicity director for Belize Rotaract Club, I can't do that anymore. I have to, all right, I have something done, I need to get it done. And then I go to school as well. So it's like having to find a balance between the two, but making it work at the same time without giving too much priority to one over the other. So I keep it level.
I think for me, it helps a lot with dedication and responsibility. And it's also helped me a lot with public speaking. When I've been in sixth form, I used to be a bit shy to give presentations for class. But as I joined Rotaract and my job, it's helped me a lot. Like, I can give presentations very good. I'm more comfortable speaking now than before. So I think with that, it has helped me. And like Terrell said, it's also something that I know that I always have something or someone to talk to in Rotaract.
Nice.
Now, with all that said, what would you say is the #1 sales pitch that you have for young people to become a part of Rotaract?
Well, apart from all the work and the dedication, it sounds like a lot to take on.
Yeah.
But honestly, it doesn't feel that way. When you're having fun doing what you enjoy doing, it feels like it's not work. So besides all the work and the community service, we do have a club service director who's in charge of socials for the club. And we have one every month. So we work hard and we play hard. So while you're working really hard, we have time to relax and appreciate all the work that all the members are doing. So there's a good balance.
Anybody has a different perspective?
That sums it up.
Well, not really different, but because I started off as a recruitment director when I first joined the club, I would tell people that if you're not interested in community service, then this is not the club for you. You have to have some sort of interest first to want to join the club. Not saying that it can't develop along the way.
Well, you gave that
Right.
in your opening, that you didn't see yourself doing it, but once you did, you were converted.
Right. So it always just take that one leap to get to the first meeting, and then from there you will know what to do.
Yeah, I think the first meeting helps because a lot of people come to our meeting that we invite, and some of them do realize, I don't think this is something for me, and they don't come back, or maybe they come to 2 meetings and they don't come back. Then whereas we have some people that come and they never stop since they've started. So I think it's all about finding if it's something that suits you and what you want to do.
So the retention rate of membership, is that an easy draw? Because once you get the taste of it, you are pretty much, once you've had that community service experience, you stay?
Yes. I think like what they told us in one of our speeches, we have something called the Rotaract moment. And I think it's where every member goes through that one point where they realize how grateful they are for something. It could be like Tarla said, that child that looks at you unexpectedly and comes and hug you that you don't even really know. And it's like, thank you. Or that mom that we're helping looks at us and, they come and I really appreciate that. And I think things like that keeps our members going and motivated. And for retention, I think most people that join the club and actually enjoy it, they stay. Most of our members do stay after joining.
And as you said, your inducted members are all active.
Yes.
So that shows that those who stay are those who truly enjoy it. Nice. So what else would you like to tell people about Rotaract Week?
Well, the week of Rotaract is celebrated around March 13th every year, like Ajani said. That is the week that you will see the most publicity because we're not a club that does publicity. We work like behind the scenes, but we work. So it's celebrated around the week of March 13th, and each director does that project during that week. So every year you will see us around that week, along with the other Rotaract clubs around the world.
Yeah. I think also for Rotaract, I just like to mention that it's not only Belize City, so if someone's interested that lives in another district, we have clubs in Orange Walk, we have Belize City, we have Cayo, San Ignacio, we have Benke, Bamapan, we have Dangriga, and we have... That's it? Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Soon to come Corozal.
Soon to come Corozal, yes.
All right. And how do people contact you if they are interested?
We have a fan page on Facebook, but we also have, they can contact me since I'm the secretary, and I usually give my number on Facebook.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I mean, for the age group that you're aiming at, I'm sure they're on Facebook and they'll be able to
Yes.
look for you. So it's the Rotaract Club of Belize.
Of Belize, yes.
Yeah, and we also have an Instagram page, Rotaract Club of Belize as well, same name.
We have an Instagram page as well that you can contact us and we reply right away.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you too.
All right. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back,
It's to have a chat with Belizean artist Ernestine Carballo. Don't go anywhere. We'll even have a video launch after the break.